Surviving Sister Wives contains adult content that may not be suitable for Latter-day Saints or sinners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Sister Wives.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is Sister Wives Season 20, Episode 13, Benevolence, bitch. That's how I thought Kody was going to say it. Like, I thought he was going to scream this at somebody during an apology.
This had all of the capacity, the capability of being a Meri quote, but it wasn't. It wasn't a Meri quote.
It came from Jenn, so it's kind of the same thing.
I mean, Meri's mouthpiece.
Yeah, I think she should really consider sending Jenn in for her apology with Kody as a stand-in.
I don't think Jen's going to accept that invite based
no,
on... Yeah,
she's over this man, too.
Very upset. Yeah, very upset by all this. Does not want to entertain anything. Does not want to go down that route or explore any of those options. Not interested.
Well, let's get into the episode because we left off kind of on a cliffhanger. We're in the middle of Christine's apology from Kody. And he has this whole soliloquy, essentially. He's like, He's rambling. There was sunshine. There were sunsets. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times, if you will. A little Charles Dickens for you.
I have sort of a poetic way of looking back on it. It was good and it was bad.
And David's sitting there like, just puzzled. So confused.
Christine's confused. She was married to the man for 25 years and she's like, where's he going with this?
I know.
Like there's no course that you can like chart out for where this conversation is headed.
Well, it's because Kody didn't prepare anything ahead of time.
No.
This is just off the cuff, whatever's on his mind. He's making things up as he's going, and so it doesn't make sense.
It's a sermon, too, because it's it's Kody really liking the sound of his own voice throughout this, too. He's like, man, this is going really well.
He thinks he's knocking it out of the park.
Oh, this is so good. I'm coming up with some really great stuff. Just off the top of the head, right through the tendrils, and it's so good. I can't get over it.
He messes up by then trying to just jump to the chase. Like he's getting a little ahead of himself because he's like, maybe we can just be friends. Let's shake hands. Let's put it all behind us. And that's when David hits us with, I've got a little advice for you if you want to hear me out.
If you want to hear it. And then Kody didn't say that he didn't want to hear it. So David's like, okay, here it comes.
Maybe you should start with your kids.
If you want to do apology stuff, I think your wives are pretty much over it at this point. Maybe try talking to your kids instead. Start there.
Let's get some snaps in here for David Woolley, man.
Well, because Kody was not prepared for this. And he's like, David, who invited you here anyway?
You did.
You did, Kody.
You, sir, are the one who invited him to be here.
You messed up.
And then he's like, I didn't think he would say anything. Like, I invited him to be here to hear what I had to say, but I didn't want him to participate in the conversation.
I invited David out of respect for his marriage to Christine.
But not out of respect for any of his opinions or his relationship with my own children.
No. His thoughts, his opinions, his advice, not interested in any of that. You weren't invited as a participant here, David. I was expecting you to just stay on mute.
We need them to hand out awards at the tell-all this year. And I think David is going to win the largest trophy that's distributed by Suki because someone had to say it to this man. I think Christine would have just listened to everything he had to say and been like, I'm over it. I'm good. I don't really want to talk about this anymore.
Because like Janelle gave him a pass and was like, wow, I'm so impressed with all of these things that you're saying because I never thought that you would come to these realizations on your own. She was actually kind of impressed with Kody.
Christine's not.
Christine's just trying to say, yes, okay, apology accepted. Can I get out of this room now?
She's just here so she doesn't get fined.
And she's looking to vacate the premises as soon as possible, immediately.
We have to hear what Kody had to say, though, about that line from David in his confessional. He's like, I have set a strict boundary at this point with my kids and my ex-wives. And I think Kody is a little confused about what a boundary is.
There's a lot of people on reality TV who don't know what a boundary is now.
Yeah, they think that it's something you impose on other people, right? So what he's saying is, I don't want to be reminded of the ways in which I've hurt you, or I'm going to get angry about it. So don't make me angry.
I'm apologizing for all of those ways that I hurt you. So if you bring it up again, I'm going to get upset.
Which is how you know this whole thing is bullshit.
Well, and that's because you haven't done any of the work, actually. You're just saying that it's okay, but also don't ever bring it up because I don't want to think about it. Because if I think about it, I'll immediately go back into that anger, the emotion that's still there because I haven't processed through anything. But the problem is, that's your emotion. That's your reaction to it, Kody.
Well, he's not here for his emotions. He's here for theirs. He's making that very clear.
He's trying to be.
I'm here so that you can get over me.
Like, to put the responsibility on everyone else to say, okay, my boundary is don't trigger me. That's not a realistic boundary to have in place because those are your emotions. You need to deal with your emotions. You can't have everyone else around you placate you, pacify you, and cater to your emotional immaturity. That's not realistic.
No. And also he's like, I didn't come here to apologize to anyone else but Christine. I'm not here to apologize to my kids. I'm not here to apologize to David. It's just to set things right with her.
Well, I liked,
the person who wants the apology the least.
with Cody's reaction too, when David started talking, it was a real Bill Lumbergh sort of, yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
Well, he gets angry right away. He's starting to get activated.
Because, hey, it's a two-way street. That's the classic response. Because, yes, this is not something that happened where I did things to my children. It's things that we all did to each other. And that's the problem. And David, if we're being totally honest, you don't have the full context of what happened. You don't know the half of it. So I'd say go ahead and stay out of it.
You saw David's whole demeanor change where he was like, okay, he is a jackass, just like Christine's been telling me. And I'm done talking to him now.
Well, that's when it was like, hey, I'm going to give you a little piece of advice. And it was immediately rejected and then met with condescending tone, with rhetorical questions, with a lot of yucky energy, as it were. And so David's just like, okay, like message received.
Yeah, I'm not going to have an argument with you about it.
I'm not going to keep
pushing. I spend a lot of time with your kids. I hear the things that they have to say that you haven't been listening to for the past 2.5, 3 years, however long it's been. And I'm trying to help you out. But if you don't want the help, okay.
But no, Cody's going to go ahead.
Bow out.
He's going to take an opportunity here to weaponize some more therapy talk where he's like, if you're bringing up my children and you're trying to get me to reach out to them, that's triangulation. Okay.
Wrong.
It's
incorrect.
Because it's you two. We're in kind of a love triangle right now. But like,
I used to love Christine. You love her right now.
Do.
It's all very complicated.
There are triangles. There's no denial, to the triangulation that is happening in this room.
He's such an idiot. All he's trying to do is help you out a little bit in that you think you're doing something positive right now, but it's actually doing nothing because Christine isn't the one who wants you to apologize to her. It's your kids.
But then his immediate response to that is, shh, David, quiet. Christine, let my apology heal you right now, okay? Like, you're proving the point. Christine doesn't want this apology, so stop.
I'm convinced that Kody thinks he's performing an exorcism here today.
I don't know what he thinks he's doing. He's, like, way into this, but then he's upset that David's here, but he's also glad that David's here. He's glad that David's here. He doesn't want him participating, though. I think that's what becomes clear. That's what's really evident.
I really want to know what Cody's vision for all of these apologies was. Did he think that they'd go in here and he would say everything that he had to say, and at the end, everyone would applaud him? David would like congratulate him and give him a pat on the back and say, everything Christine's told me about you is clearly untrue. You're a great guy.
It's more so, yeah, like the stuff that he's establishing is where it's I want to be able to have people look at this from the outside perspective and say, wow, what a great guy. Look how much he's grown. He's so over this. Like the development, he wants credit for all of the positive things for like moving through a divorce.
But he undoes all of it, like in that moment where he gets upset at David.
He can't do any of that. Like none of that has happened though either.
Yeah.
So he's just
it's a facade
acting like it has so that he can get credit for that. But then also simultaneously, it's not happening that way.
It was just super patronizing to walk in there and be like, I'm here so that you can get better, Christine. Today's your intervention.
Well, I don't think Kody realized how long this list was going to be because he's talking through, I mean, like multi-course meal that they are involved in here. And he's still going. Like he's rattling things off. He's just rambling incessantly at this point. And Christine's just like, okay, anything else? Keeps going, continues about, oh, the horrible things. Oh, I was so angry. I said I never loved you.
I wish they had a clock in the corner so we could see how long it took.
They needed to cut this the way that they cut him talking about the signs.
Yes.
Like that story.
We needed to see the sun go down.
With the crossfades and the people yawning and just everybody else standing around like, oh my God. Like
Christine's soul is leaving her body the longer she sits at this table. Like she can't take it anymore. David, I think, was trying to break the tension where he's trying to invite Kody to Moab.
That was unexpected.
Do you think he thought like this is going to be a place that'll change this man's life? Or that he needed to have some one-on-one time with him and maybe he could talk some sense into him?
I think Cody's afraid to go into the middle of the desert alone with David.
Might not come back out.
For a couple different reasons.
Get brought in with the spider and one man will return. Two go in, one comes out.
He turned it down pretty quick too because he was like,
I'm not really interested.
Thanks, but no thanks. Not going to do that. Not really interested in that.
But he already has plans to hang out with David, so this is weird. It's not like, so what, the cameras aren't going to be there, so now you don't want to do it?
Yeah, mostly. It's a lot of that, because, he then chalks it up to like, okay, well, let's see how our first date goes, right? Because we have this whole other excursion that's set up for tomorrow. We're going to go to the racetrack. We have those plans. Let's just leave the Moab invite as a TBD. It's a no thanks right now. But, like, maybe it's a TBD. I'd like to get to that point eventually. Maybe, I guess. We'll see how it goes.
You think he would ask, will Truly be there? Maybe I could see my kid. No?
No.
Not interested.
That didn't come up.
I'm even less interested in that than I was in the trip to Moab to begin with.
It sounds like it's going to be a whole thing now. But how did we cut to Kody with a boat of sorbet in front of him?
I don't know. This was like a family-sized dessert.
I don't know why he ordered this and it just like appeared. I wanted them to just keep cutting back to him with a different plate of food every time, like as he was rambling on with the apology. Because at one point, Christine's trying to get out of here. She's like, we got tickets to a show. I scheduled something immediately following this, so I have a hard stop exit point. I need to get out of here.
She ordered the smallest appetizer available.
She just was nursing that beer throughout the apology, and that was it. But like, yeah, she's ready
Cody's
to go.
having a fucking 12-course meal over here.
He is. He's here to be wined and dined and 69.
He gives the vibes of a guy who orders for the table. I think he did that with the dessert because David had to explain, like, I can't have that. That'll spike my sugar.
I can't do sorbet. I'm going to crash out when we try to go watch the Cirque du Soleil show. I'm not going to be able to keep my eyes open.
And I got to be up for later because that's going to get Christine going.
It depends on which one they go to. I don't know if they're doing that one anymore. Yeah, we went to that one. We didn't really know what we were getting into. It was like the burlesque one.
I'm sorry, you mean Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah, Cirque du Soleil?
Cirque du Soleil, that's what I mean.
Why did you say it right then? You're trying to throw it in my face. You're the one saying it wrong. Cirque du Soleil.
I finally got it embedded correctly.
Different. Olay. So Christine's dancing around a hat. Kody's enjoying his sorbet. And they're ready to go. They're going to get out of here.
Christine's making a beeline for the door.
What's happening? Yeah, Christine's already bolting to the door. David's doing a Midwest goodbye. We're lingering on here in conversation. We still got a couple more points to say. I don't want to make it look like I'm just running out of the room here, running out on you.
But that is what Christine's doing.
But that's what Christine's doing.
Yeah, she hates this man.
She's bailing.
This was the worst thing that she's had to do in a very long time. Having to be in a room with him. It's just a reminder of how terrible it was to have to be married to him. Painful.
Yeah,
That's right.
It hurt.
Unpleasant.
This was a Scott's Tots scene that took place here. This whole episode, this was the start of it. There's more.
I wasn't expecting that they were going to go to the Speedway in this episode. I feel like that came out of nowhere. We'll hold it, though.
We'll see. Yeah, we're going to save that.
First, we have Janelle giving Meri a call because they're besties now. What is happening? The most communication we've seen between people on this show this season has been Meri and Janelle.
Calling Meri at Meri's old family home?
Yeah.
I think that's what the title was that they threw
I
out
guess
there.
they legally can't call it Lizzie's Heritage Inn anymore.
It's not operating under that name anymore. So this is just Meri's...
That feels like a downgrade.
Family...
Meri's old family home.
The old family home. It's the old home for folks. Old folks' home.
Do we need an establishing shot that tells us where we are?
We know where Meri is every time.
So Janelle's on the phone with her on Zoom.
They're zooming.
They've only got 40 minutes. Otherwise, they're going to have to pay for an upgraded subscription.
Yeah,
to
you
Zoom.
know Janelle is still using the free version. She's like, no. Yeah, the clock's ticking on this. So let's cut the chit-chat and let's get down to business here.
The reason she called is she wants to talk to Meri about the fact that she now wants a spiritual release. And Meri is the only person she knows who has done this. So she's got to get advice from her despite her being one of her least favorite people on this planet.
Also, it's pretty convenient that it's like the same people that I need to call as part of my spiritual divorce, like the same leaders of the same church and stuff. Like, you already did all that, Meri. So, like, could you
do it again?
Could you, like, run through that again, but just file it with my name on it this time?
Yeah, she wants to piggyback off her paperwork.
I mean, pretty much.
She was like, I'm intimidated.
She wants a conversation starter is what she wants. And Meri's like, yeah, I'll give you their number so you can just text them too. It's pretty cool. It's chill. Like,
that seems like very informal, doesn't it? For the fact that you're going to request a spiritual release, you're just going to text the church leader who you haven't talked to in 10 years.
At least do like an email. An email would probably be an appropriate way to reach out for this circumstance.
It does feel like a time when you'd need a formal resignation. You'd have to type something up.
You could do a text as a follow-up, but like, hey, I sent you an email. Did you get that? Like, you could do that as a follow-up if you haven't heard anything in a few days. And that could be your nudge point there of like, what's the update here? Have you taken a look at my request, basically?
I wish we got to see the return text. So like, who's this?
Who dis?
Because that's part of the conversation is we're not even part of this church anymore. We haven't been for like 10 years. So it's weird to even have to reach out to them about this. But Meri did it because she said we were married in this church. So it feels like it's an unresolved connection that I wanted to sever. And now Janelle feels the exact same way. She's worried about being energetically any type of tie to Kody she doesn't want anymore.
On this plane or in the next. She's trying to sever all ties.
She's ready to have that bad energy out of her life.
Gotta get rid of this any way I can. Because, yeah, could you imagine just being connected to these people for eternity? I don't want to run that risk at this point.
No. They're making it sound like it's such a serious, intimidating process. But then Meri's telling the story of when she went in there and how it wasn't really going very well, or it didn't seem like she was making a lot of progress in the conversation. And finally, she started like pushing back and asking questions. And the church leader was just like, you know what? You're here. We're here. Let's just get it done today. Why make you come back again?
Why are we treating it like brunch? Yeah, we've been trying to get a hold of Kody. We thought we were going to give him a chance here to hear his side of the story, hear him out or whatever, but he hasn't replied back. So, yeah, I'll just go ahead and do that today. It's just a little paperwork shuffle.
To be fair, she told Kody in advance that she was going to go get the release.
Yes.
She told him when she was going to speak to them, and he didn't show up.
Yeah.
So at that point, it should be like you've given up your opportunity to participate.
You're a no call, no show on multiple circumstances here of what's taken place. So, yeah, abandonment. This is the continued evidence of said abandonment.
It's true.
That's what's happening.
What else do you need to know, guys?
Hello, Exhibit
It's
A.
happening right now.
You're witness to it as it's happening.
I was shocked that Janelle said she brought it up to Kody when they were working on the Coyote Pass paperwork, and that he was just like, I don't know, why?
That seems kind of pointless, but do what you got to do, I guess. I'm not going to respond to those messages either, I think is probably what he was thinking.
I'm pretty sure he's blocked the phone number of whoever called him the last time to chew him out over abandoning Meri. So what does he care?
And then he's going to yell to the other room and be like, Robyn, someone else was asking to marry me. You wouldn't believe it. I keep getting texts from this unknown number with
They really
Utah
want to talk to
area
me.
codes. They really want to talk to me.
About my marriages. I don't know. Janelle made me giggle when she was like, I'm a business lady. Like, I'm a professional woman. And I'm afraid to even send a text to them right now. What is wrong with me?
She was still like elevating these church leaders that she hasn't had to answer to in years. And like, it's just this, you're making it a bigger thing than it needs to be. Just hit send. Just get it over with.
Do you think she's going to take Meri up on her offer to go together to get the spiritual release? Because Meri offered that she'd go with her.
Maybe just to film it. They'd probably film it.
That'd be good TV.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
I think they're just building this up. We were talking about this though, because they're like putting the pieces together for like a big Meri Janelle sort of fallout here.
Yeah.
Because Meri still doesn't know about the backdoor deal about Coyote Pass that Kody keeps talking about with everybody.
But he won't talk to her about, but he's making sure to bring it up on camera multiple times this season.
With
so that
multiple
she'll
parties.
definitely hear about it at the tell-all.
You're going to hear about it. Suki's going to ask you about it, and then you're going to get upset about
He
it.
thinks we don't see what he's doing. It's very transparent.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Speedway. So the intention of having Kody and David and Christine spend the day together is that they want Kody to get to know David a little bit more.
Was that it? I think this was like, they're trying to be friendly. They're trying to get used to being around each other without having like animosity, and like they could just have fun.
That wasn't the vibe last night during the apology.
Didn't feel that.
So-
Didn't feel that warmth and that sort of, you know, camaraderie or anything like that. Wasn't really picking up on that.
Well, it's even more depressing than that because Christine's like, I just want to be able to go home and tell my kids that we had a good time and that it's okay for them to go hang out with dad if they want to go do that. It'll be fun.
Will it though?
No.
Like, I don't think it is. And I think that's why it's scary. Christine's terrified being here, not just because she's going to be driving a super fast car on a racetrack.
I was kind of bummed that she was here.
You just wanted it to be David and Kody?
Yeah, I feel like the way that they cut it in the trailer, that's what they sold to us, was this idea that they were going to hang out together for the day, and they kind of barely talked to each other.
Well, if they had done it where it was just two of them, then it would be a lot of alone time, where it would be like David would be waiting for his turn.
It might as well have been alone time, because nobody wants to talk to each other.
Okay.
Christine and Kody don't even want to stand near each other.
Well, okay, yeah. Christine and David are standing near each other because they're picking out vehicles, and David was getting really comfortable with the cars. He was kissing one of the cars at one point. I wasn't sure if they were going to lean on the hood and maybe have a
They should have done that.
commemorative photo made.
Recreated some photos that we're familiar with.
Might have been applicable. Might have been a little familiar.
They should have been standing like that when Kody walked up.
That would have been great. I would have loved that. But we didn't get that. So they're at this racetrack where you pick like a luxury car and then you're going to drive it around the racetrack here.
A Groupon experience.
They all drive a different car. They pick which car they're going to drive ahead of time here. And then they're taking turns driving the car. So Christine's up first. So that leaves David and Kody. But Cody's already got his helmet on.
He doesn't even want his peripheral vision to work.
No,
Because
he's focused
he's
solely
looking
on the
straight ahead.
track. He's watching Christine take this lap, and he's just blocking everything else out.
David's trying to make conversation with them, and Kody won't even turn his head to look at him. It was weird. Like, Kody thought that he was, I don't know, like establishing dominance or something.
It was, well, Kody didn't really know what to talk about either, because then he's talking about like
He's so good at
technical
small
things.
talk.
Well, he's talking about like the technical things that he's going to focus on while he's driving on his turn.
They should have done something less competitive.
This wasn't even like competitive, really.
know,
I mean,
it's an activity.
it
There
is
was a
timed
scoreboard.
trial. Yeah, there is a time trial though, so of course he's going to try to be the best. Luckily, there wasn't any hostage rescue that was required for this, like on Special Forces.
Do you think this is after he came back from Special Forces? I keep trying to figure that out as they're showing us stuff. Later when they were talking with Robyn, that was after he came back, because that seemed like it was in the fall.
Right.
But we don't know when this apology to Christine happened.
Yeah, it seemed like Janelle's was before, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that could have been after too. We don't really know what the jump was in time necessarily. Because a lot of times for Sister Wives, they don't really film a bunch during the summer. They used to. They used to do like big family trips during summers and stuff.
No, the last few seasons, it's like
Not
they
so
skip
much.
a number of months because
Yeah.
they go on trips. They do like MLM stuff.
Yeah.
They're
it's-
MIA.
Yeah, it's very different now. So it's just like, okay, that could have been the jumping point there, because that was when Kody went to film in like June. So it could be after he's back. But I feel like the Janelle one was before for some reason. I don't know why.
Not that it makes a difference, because it's not like he had any
I mean, I think
revelation while he was there that changed his mind about
I think
anything.
it does. Like the hair was kind of a clue. Like he is doing his hair differently for these apologies, for this apology tour. It's not as wild.
Just imagine the high he'd be on coming back from being on Special Forces, knowing that he made it to the final day. He would be insufferable to be around.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I think this is post Special Forces.
Because he's in peak physical form, too.
Yeah.
That he has to go
That's
apologize.
He's ready to go apologize
and
now.
rub it in to everybody about what they're missing now, I suppose, in a couple of different ways here. But
well,
they're zipping around in the Lambos and the Ferraris instead. That's what they're doing here. Christine is keeping COVID rules. She's taking it very seriously. What does the nanny do? What is Christine doing here? 6 foot, at least 6 to 8 feet.
very strict about that.
Very strict.
Again, Kody always has these really weird explanations about why, though. He's like, we're respecting our marriages,
Honoring.
our partners.
Yes.
We can't have anyone think that we're together. It's like,
I don't want to be seen in public with her.
just say what you mean. You hate each other. Rather than it be, well, there's such, just raw attraction between us that if we were to stand any closer in proximity to one another, that people are just going to assume that we're together. That's not the case.
No, this was the Scott's Tots stuff for me too. Like a continuation of it. It felt like more just painfully awkward, where I'm third wheeling these sorts of interactions where it's just like, oh my God, yeah, this is painful.
They're going to have to talk to each other at some point.
They had a whole allegory connection point of like, oh, the driving that we're doing on the course, we have to be very careful and methodical, and
It's out of
intention.
control.
Yeah, like it could get out of control. So like you have to be really careful with it. Like that's what they're equating these interactions with each other as too.
It's
Where-
not that deep.
It's not.
It
It's
doesn't
not
have
that
to be a
serious.
metaphor.
No, probably not. Definitely not.
Let's be real. Production said this is on our wish list for this season, and they agreed to do it. And
We got another sponsorship. Yeah, like it lined up.
like as usual, they did as little as they possibly could to receive their paychecks,
And then Kody ended up on the top of the leaderboard out of all of them.
which just ruins the entire thing,
Christine beat David though.
Really.
She was above David. Well, she's on top.
Just the way she likes it. It wasn't the worst it could have gone.
Yeah, nobody crashed.
okay, that wasn't where I was going to go with it. But,
okay.
Nobody got into a fight. There was no knife in the kidneys part 2.
Well, I wanted that. Like, I want it to
selfishly.
Well, yeah.
The audience wanted to see a confrontation. Either a confrontation or for them to interact more.
I mean, the spot with David was good. That was good. We needed that.
David is delivering the only bright spot in the season.
We need one of those every day, though. So, like, that was the one at the apology. I would have liked to see another gentle nudge in that direction of, you need to talk to your kids. Because I'm sure...
How about, who's driving now, too? Truly.
Truly.
Remember her?
Remember?
I taught her to drive because she... actually, he didn't. Mitch had to teach her to drive because she's got no dad to do that.
He teaches her how to ride the bike, how to drive the car, a lot of the wheeled vehicles. That's what Mitch's
That's his
job.
expertise.
Yeah, Mitch knows how to do that very well.
It would be really hard to not say anything.
Yeah, like I think that would be the tough part because then David already picked up on that. Kody doesn't want to hear this, but like I think I would stick with that because also there's probably a similar energy of like it feels like you're just standing next to Peyton, probably, and so then it's like, yeah, I don't know why you don't hang out with your kids more.
They're a lot like you.
They're a lot like you, man. Yeah, like there's a lot of similarities.
I think you'd enjoy it
on some of it. It's like looking in a mirror.
Looking in a mirror, we're going to Robyn and Aurora spending some time together while Kody's gone.
What was Robyn's Muppet cookie voice? What was this?
What was she? They're making pumpkin and chocolate chip cookies. So this is like fall.
It's a pumpkin spice season thing that's kicking in here. So this is definitely post-summer.
We're making pumpkin and chocolate chip cookies. Was that really good? Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
I saw your face and I was like, oh, maybe I impressed you.
No, I wasn't expecting a voice at all.
It's been 6 years we've been doing this podcast, and I have not found a single impression that I'm good at.
Incorrect. Incorrect.
Why? What am I good at? I don't remember.
The Kim Plath laugh?
Oh, I forgot about that one. That isn't my repertoire.
That's a good one. That's shockingly accurate.
Are they baking cookies for their American Girl dolly party that they're going to have later?
Ooh, tea and strumpets.
I think that's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. While Daddy's out of town.
Pinky's up.
We got all the dollies at the table.
In their Sunday best. We got to get them set up here.
Show us the good stuff, guys. You got to get into the dolly room.
Oh, man.
It's been a year since Rora started dating Brody.
It's been... it's been a year, and like they're soft launching Aurora's trad wife content.
She wants to get engaged so badly.
She's not saying that outright.
Oh, it's obvious.
She does not need to verbalize that. We are picking up what you are putting down.
She's been praying a lot. She's really hoping that Brody's going to pick up the, he's going to get the message.
It's between her
from
and
either
Brody,
her or God.
Her and Brody and God. But now you're triangulating God against Brody something.
True. She was like, it's between me and God and Brody. And for Brody, it's between him and God and me.
And me. Yes. Correct. Those are the participants in this decision-making
Robyn's
process.
Like, no.
Sure.
It's between me and you and God and Brody.
Yes.
She wants Rora to spend some time alone as a young adult to get to know herself a little bit before she jumps into getting married right away.
It's too late. You keep programming these kids to marry, be a wife, be a mother, but don't do that unless you're married. And don't do that. Like if you're dating, you have to date for marriage, but then also you need to know who you are as an individual person before you get into all that. But also the only thing that you can do is be a wife and be a mother. So like, don't get it confused. And I know it sounds confusing on that level when you hear all of that information at the same time to try and do all of those things simultaneously. But that's what we're going for here. And it's like, is that because Robyn didn't do that? Is that what she's wanting better for Aurora here?
To be fair, just so we all remember, the reason Robyn had to jump into her first marriage so quickly was because she got pregnant.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Are we soft launching an accidental pregnancy?
I don't think that's what the clue is here, or maybe that's what her suggestion is.
The only way I will get excited to watch Rora get married on this show will be if she walks down that aisle,
pregnancy
8.5
shotgun
months
wedding.
pregnant.
Yeah, pregnancy shotgun wedding. That's going to be at Robyn's behest too. She's like, "Hey, I know a great way, a surefire way for you to get a proposal for this group, this circumstance that we found ourselves in."
We'll get you your very own Dayton.
I don't think so. So like this ends up being, like Robyn's whole approach. I don't know where she's getting this conviction from, where she's feeling so strongly about this independent woman inner She-Ra that you need to develop here before your proposal, imminent proposal from Brody. It's only a matter of time.
No, Robyn is a very independent woman, Corey. She even tells us a man is not a financial plan.
They hard cut chopped. I don't know what she was talking about for that, but that was the soundbite. And then they hard cut to something else.
Production created that soundbite?
Well, like they pulled that from something and dropped it in on this conversation. Robyn got a bad edit in this one. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like that was just brutal editing is what it came down to.
How so?
They chopped it.
Well, yeah, just because it's choppy.
It was a hard cut.
You're saying it was a bad edit because it's choppy.
It was it was like a hard cut of she was saying that like to tee up something, and then they're having it be about a man is not a financial plan was like a passing comment from something, and now they're dropping it in on like an engagement proposal conversation to put it into that context. That's rough. That's a rough assimilation there into
so
that.
Do you feel like they're starting to troll Robyn then? Because
a little bit.
I mean, we know that she's used a man as her financial plan, not just a man.
Oh, clearly.
Actually, well, you know what? Forget it. Not even a man. She used all of his other wives as her financial plan.
Sister wives were so that's the problem. You can't have a man as a financial plan. You can have sister wives as a financial plan. And that was why she was like, "Hey, I want to live plural marriage."
The writing's on the wall for Aurora. You know, she found a guy who's in the military. She's got her promise ring on. She's ready to rip that thing off. It's been a year. She's going to get engaged within the next 6 months.
She's going
to have whenever they film this.
She's going to have her own burning bosom moment here. Yeah. Definitely.
Oh my God, Robyn's so annoying because then they start talking about, well, how did you know, Mom? Like, what was your moment where God came and spoke to you and told you that you were making the right decision to marry Dad? Not Preston, not that dad.
Other dad.
You know, the only dad that I've ever had that's ever existed.
Real dad. Good dad.
And so Robyn starts crying about this story about when she was in the car and God came and spoke to her and said this was the man she was going to marry. And then she quickly had to be like, I mean, the family I'm going to join.
I guess it's better to have a burning bosom moment than a burning bush moment.
She had that one in church.
Oh, that was different.
That was the burning bush moment.
That was the egg drop soup.
Gross.
I think the real miracle here was that Robyn was unable to speak for 30 minutes after this testimony. Like when she received that Holy Spirit in the car or on top of the car, on the hood of the car. I was
going to say, or there was a reason she couldn't speak that day in the car.
Her mouth was full. Full of something.
All right, let's move on to Kody and Brian. This is Brian of the infamous COVID wedding.
If you scroll back through our TikToks, you're very familiar with the wedding, guys. You know the wedding.
Yeah, thank you, Corey, for getting us shadow banned on TikTok for continuously posting videos from that wedding.
There was a lot of Kody dancing videos on the TikTok there during that stretch of time. Not going to lie.
So this is also his business partner, right?
Yes.
Because that was his whole excuse about why he had to go to the wedding.
It's very important.
You know, it's not just my friend, it's my business partner. You know, I mean,
and I'm going to be on stage in front of people. It's really important.
It's hardly like, you know, your own child having to go across the country to have surgery.
You mean a vacation?
A vacation, right.
A New York vacation.
Making sure Brian knows we haven't forgotten.
We know who you are. We see you, Brian.
the first thing Kody starts talking to him about is this backdoor deal that Janelle tried to do. And I'm not really, I know that I said I thought Janelle said it, right? That she was ready to screw Meri over. Cody's trying to walk that back. That he's not sure how serious she was. He was serious about it, though.
Does Kody think that Brian's one of his sister wives? Because this is what ends up happening.
He's ratting on Janelle to another one.
He's controlling the narrative
what he's done in the past.
And spreading more misinformation and just confusing, muddying the water here of what actually took place, who said what happened at what points in time, who was involved. Because he was trying to say, oh, it was Robyn who talked me out of it. No, I think you were going to cut Robyn out of that deal too, because you were aligning with Janelle on we need to sell this and sell it now. That was the main draw. Of course, Robyn wasn't on board. Of course, Meri wasn't on board because the paperwork wasn't situated by then. But you and Janelle were ready to wheel and deal because you didn't want to lose an offer on the entire plot, the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle.
Then he starts talking about how he's on this apology tour. And Brian,
this is his hotel room. Like, this is the hotel he's staying at for the Christine apology. I almost said Christine and David, but he's not apologizing to David.
No, he's told us
just
that.
Christine.
Very supportive of the idea of him apologizing.
And this is why Cody's doing it. It's to boost his ego. It's
so
for
he
the
could
image.
just tell everybody that I'd apologized to them, not explain the content of the apology or the things that he refused to apologize for.
Yeah, none of that. No, I'm not going to get into the details. I'm just letting you know I'm a bigger person. I've moved on. I'm a great guy, okay? And that's all you need to know.
It was weird when Brian was like, well, what about Robyn, though? How are the ex-wives with her? Because it sounds like you're trying to fix things between yourself and them, but are they good with her?
Not really. They just pretend like she doesn't exist for the most part. That's the majority of the interaction right now.
Fair. That's what she did to them for many years.
Yeah, I mean...
acted like them and their needs and their children didn't exist.
Yeah, because this all comes back to Cody's feelings, where he's like, oh, you know what? I'm great apologizing to the ex-wives. I'm never going to trust them ever again. And especially with Robyn, too. Like, they're not safe to have around Robyn, of course. Dangerous. That's dangerous.
I swear, if season 21 is going to be Robyn trying to get apologies for everyone, I'm going to lose my mind.
Like, get apologies from everyone?
Oh, yeah. She's not to give one to anyone.
No.
They're going to expect apologies given to her.
She was trying to talk Kody out of these apologies that he's giving right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Right, because she wants everyone else to apologize to them because they were the ones who were wrong.
Yes. And Cody's like, I mean, the apologies in general, they're going pretty good. The one I'm really dreading, if we're being totally honest, is the one coming up with Meri.
She might be a little bitter, if I had to guess. Yeah, I would say after being married to you for 30 years, the last decade of which you were slowly shoving her out the door while telling her that wasn't what you were doing, I would say she has a right to be a little pissed and have a chip on her shoulder.
Well, he just doesn't know which version of Meri is going to show up to this apology, because he helped Meri move out of Flagstaff, and moving day was like really awesome. It was good. That was a good day. That was fun.
Good.
It was
when she backed into him.
Real nice.
The bike.
Top notch in a lot of ways. So Kody really enjoyed himself, and he had fun with Meri. Meri was happy-go-lucky, and it was great. And then a couple months later, he tries to get her to sign an NDA. She refuses, and then we're squabbling.
The whole relationship's destroyed.
Well, yeah, and then we're squabbling about, all these little details about ownership rights of whose name's on what plots on Coyote Pass, blah, blah, blah.
I won't answer her calls anymore.
For some reason, she gets all bent out of shape. And she starts giving me a hard time. What's that all about, Brian?
He's such a fucking gaslighter.
He doesn't know. Well, he left all of that stuff out, obviously. He's just saying, moving day was great, Brian. We had an awesome time. It was so wonderful that I was helping her. She was very receptive to that. And a couple months later, she just flips the script on me. Period. That was it. You left out so much information, so much stuff in between that happened.
It was funny that they both said the same thing about each other, because Meri then tells her friends, I don't know what version of Kody I'm going to get. I don't really know him anymore.
Yep. Yeah, because that's
so
what
I'm saying. These two are cut from the same cloth. They're the same person.
They are very similar. And all the things that they hate about themselves are what they hate in each other too. Like they have no patience.
Toxic.
They have no patience for each other's shortcomings because it's the same shortcomings in themselves that they despise.
Which is why I've been looking forward to Meri's apology the most out of them all.
It's going to be good. Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
So let's go to Meri's old family home.
The old family home.
Where Jenn and Amber are hanging out. And she's there to tell them that she's going to meet with Kody tomorrow. He's got something to say to her.
Oh.
She doesn't know what it is.
I didn't like that. Yeah, Jen's not really enjoying that. Amber doesn't. This is bad. Not receptive.
Jenn is so upset.
She's not.
She's already foresees we're going to undo years of progress that it took me to get married to this point. She's going to meet with Kody tomorrow. We're going to be back at square one.
You could tell like Meri's getting shitty with them too, because they're poo-pooing it. And it's clearly like Meri can't say this explicitly on camera, but it's like, I have to do this for the show, you guys. Like I don't want to go talk to this bozo either.
I don't know. I think she said she's curious, and I think that's true.
Yeah.
I do like that Meri has had enough growth that she is willing to, she's always been confrontational, but she's able to channel it a little better now. So I'm looking forward to seeing her stand up for herself, like to be able to communicate what it is that she's getting upset about in the conversation. I don't think that's going to go well for Kody.
Well, yeah, because Cody's here to extend an olive branch of benevolence. And Meri's like, I don't know what that means.
No one did. He texted that to 3 people. None of them understood.
Nobody clocked that. And then we're all still trying to figure out what exactly those conversations looked like, what happened in them. Don't really know. So, yeah, it's just sheer morbid curiosity that has Meri showing up to this. Sometimes you do need this, right? Is where it's like there is enough distance, there's enough time, there's enough growth where now when you go see that person and it's like, how did I spend any amount of time with this guy?
Yeah. Or why was I upset about this relationship ending?
Yeah. It becomes reassuring in that way of, if you're strong enough, if you're in the right place for that, if you have moved on in those ways, in those healthy ways where you've moved through this now, I think Meri is there. So that's why this is exciting. So for Jenn to poo-poo it immediately was like, well, no, you need to have her realize this, because you can tell Meri all day, every day that Kody is horrible for her. She's not going to get that until she decides Cody's horrible for me.
She's a little taste of it again. Although she did get it when they went to Coyote Pass.
Did she get it? Did she get
Janelle got it.
Oh, maybe.
You know, Meri was reminded when they went to Coyote Pass that he's horrible because he didn't even look at her, didn't acknowledge her, didn't speak to her. And now it feels like it's really out of nowhere that we went from that being our last interaction to now he has something important to talk to me about and he wants like some type of reconciliation.
That is a bit of a jump. Yeah, like that is strange to go right to that.
That's why she's questioning his motives. You know, that's not really tracking. But what if he asks if you guys want to be friends? Jen's already getting worried that she's going to get bumped. She's already been bumped by Amber while she's had to be on a little FMLA.
Yeah.
What if Kody comes back into the picture? I'm going to be tier 3 friend.
Oh, don't put me down there. I don't want to be down there. So then they finally get to the real question. Meri, what do you want this to look like? Because they're trying to figure out what's Kody there for, what's his real intention, what's his reason for that. Nobody knows. It's all speculation. We have no idea what to expect. We don't know what version of Cody's going to show up. Is it going to be knife in the kidneys conversation? Is it going to be break up on Coyote Pass where Robyn's doing a lap? Who knows? We don't know. So what do you foresee? Like, what do you want this to be for you, Meri? And she's like, just to let it go, I guess. Like, the conclusion. She wants a wrap up here.
I do think that's why they all met with him. I think all of them want this to be the last time they have to address this. But every time that they talk to this man, it creates another problem.
Well, and that's what Jen's pointing out is like, what if this is just his version? Like, it feels manipulative just in general to invite you to this and have to have this conversation in person and like just getting under your skin to disrupt what you have going on, to get into your head. Like, that's the goal.
I think Jen's correct.
It could be. It could very well be.
Everyone's lives are moving on, and Kody is seeing that they're successful without him. They found love without him. There's a life without Kody Brown.
And it's slipping away from him here. He's losing all of the control that he had.
Mm-hmm. And he's here to fuck shit up.
And he's going to try to weasel his way back in. Maybe. We don't know necessarily. Because Cody's goal, when they asked him about what his goal is, he's like, to de-escalate things. To not respond if she is going to get combative with me, to just take that and pretty much assume that I deserved that, essentially. I don't think he's prepared for what she has going into this, I suppose.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Like I said, this is the one I've been waiting for the most. We knew that Janelle was going to be just,
roll over.
Lead balloon. Nothing interesting. We knew that Christine was going to just not really want to talk about anything else and just say everything's fine. I've moved on. Meri's been waiting for the day that she could say all the things that she's been waiting to say.
Meri's going to pop off.
Yeah.
Meri's going to pop off.
That's what I expect.
And she's going to do this in a way where she's going to want to iron out all the details. Where Kody was still clinging to, oh, I forgot, there's more to this list. Like, he kept adding stuff to the list with Christine. I think Meri's going to want to add more things to the list. And he's going to be like, I actually need to get going. I need to hit the road. And he's going to try
a reverse experience.
He's going to cut it short here on Meri because he's going to be like, it's great. Thanks for taking the time. This is a goodbye.
My prediction is the thing that Meri allowed in their relationship was for so long was for him to be really vague when he would talk to her. And that left all of this area for interpretation where she then would try to like put a positive spin on things. In this apology, if he's being vague, she's going to ask him to be very specific. And that's going to be an issue because he doesn't really mean anything that he's saying. So he can't get very specific and give examples.
It's going to be tough. Yeah, it's going to be a rough one.
Well, it looks like next week, Janelle tells Maddie about the spiritual divorce, and Maddie's more confused than ever.
Us too, yeah.
Robyn is going to deny that Kody ever talked to her about his marriages while he was still married to the OG3.
Robyn is lying her goiter off.
We know that is not true, to the point that we've had Janelle, Christine, and Meri all tell stories about how Kody came back and said something to them about something that they had confided in Robyn about, or an argument they had with Robyn that she then went and told on them. Or things that they knew about each other's marriages, like Janelle apparently knew about Christine's lack of intimacy.
Massage envy.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And then, of course, things are going to escalate, not de-escalate, between Kody and Meri during this meetup.
But Meri's finally going to stand up for herself. So yeah, we're ready to see that. It's about time. Don't forget, we've got a bunch of stuff coming up on the podcast.
It's almost New Year's.
It's almost the second annual Rockin' Robyn New Year's Eve, I think is what you meant to say, Carly.
That's right. December 30th. Mark it on your calendars. We'll have more info for you next week.
A very special treat. It's going to be a little different than last year, but I think it's going to be something that is highly anticipated of the Twilight variety, perhaps. So stay tuned for details. We'll keep you posted.
And we've got another podcast. If you haven't heard of it, Surviving Reality. We're about to get ready to cover The Traitors Season 4 over there. It's going to start January 8th.
We're doing a little cast overview, so that way you get a little bit of an understanding of who the players are before the season starts. So that'll get you through the holiday break here while we have a little bit of time.
And we're going to cover Cult of the Real Housewife, which is dropping on TLC on January 1st. So we'll have a recap of that as well over on Surviving Reality. Don't miss it. All about Meri Cosby. Thanks for listening. See you next time.